I'm Whitney Williamson, an account executive for CUSI companies, specifically CUSI Construction. Um, 8 months, yeah. I began my career in the construction industry first by going to architecture school at Texas Tech University, and then I worked with my uncle and other family members in a development project through some of his technology, and I've continued from there. Trust your gut. I think women tend to overthink. Everybody tends to overthink, but usually your gut is right, so go with that, and it typically has your back. We have to have thick skin, but I think that goes for anybody in any career, no matter the gender. It's just going in, not expecting people to act a way you hope them to. It doesn't matter. Just go in and do your job, work your tail off, and no one can be mad at that. Females in construction, architecture, science, engineering, those fields, we tend to have a very keen eye for detail that it's often overlooked, and that's talked about by men in this industry too, that women have a way of just catching things that others don't, and we're very specific in processes, and a lot of times, especially in a construction project where it's a layered system, being specific in that process is absolutely important. So I think we add a lot to this field, and there needs to be more of us. My secret for success is optimism and tenacity. So there's always going to be something bad happening, and there's always going to be a chance for you to slack. But if you can go in every day with eagerness and a conquering attitude, you'll be successful. My biggest inspiration actually is my mom. She raised 4 kids by herself, had an undergrad, and then put herself through a master's when we were still in school, and now she is a doctor of psychology, and she did all of that on her own back, and so she's absolutely my inspiration. My future goals, one, I think this is under talked about, is happiness. You can have an awesome career and work very hard and be happy. And one of those is, as I age, I learned how to balance what that means in my life. And then from a career perspective, I want to saturate this market and then continue to expand to the surrounding states and go from there. So I have lots of hopes. Women, we might be the minority in this industry, but we're loud, and let's keep it that way.
My name is Misty Wyant. I am the contract manager and the safety manager. I've been with CUSI since February of 2021. I've been in construction since January of 2004. I actually started out, it was my second career. I had done something else for like 15 years, and I actually started out just as a receptionist with Peak Professional Contractors, and slowly worked myself up learning accounts payable and learning how to do project management, administration, and change orders, contracts, that kind of thing. And now my specialty is contracts and licensing and things like that. You can do anything you want to do. If this is something you're interested in doing, absolutely, take whatever training you can get and learn as much as you can. And there's opportunities in every field for any woman. Keep an open mind about everything. You really never know what is going to make you happy and what's actually going to work out for you until you at least try it. I'm not sure there's any field anymore that is really considered heavily dominant male, because like I said, a woman can do just about anything a man can do. Construction is generally assumed to be a more male oriented just because of the physicality of it, but with all the technology and innovations that go with construction now, and the safety procedures and the equipment and stuff, pretty much anyone can do it. I came into construction from a customer service industry, so I was always more the client oriented and how to make sure they're happy, and so that helped bring it in. I know that working with specialists like architects and engineers, and there's a lot of personalities and stuff, and if you just kind of keep your mind open, and keep a service type mentality that we're all in this to get something done and to try and compromise and find the best way without really, pushing anyone's buttons. Probably just persistence and willingness to learn new things and pursue different aspects of jobs and ideas, and never assume that there's only one way to do things. My construction career would probably be my sister. Kelly has been in construction for over 30 years. I had an aunt who was also in the construction industry. So it's not like it was ever a new frontier for me or my family. So, but yeah, probably my sister. I want to keep learning new things and chasing new projects and looking for new ways of doing things and being successful. And I don't have any massively personal goal saying I want to be a project manager in 3 years. I don't have anything like that in mind, but I just keep moving forward.
Malisa Smith, and I'm the Director of Construction. I started with CUSI about 1 year and 2 months ago, last July. I actually started in residential construction back in the 90s and moved into commercial construction at some very entry levels, and it's just gone from there. I think for this field or any field, if it's something that you enjoy and it's something that you excel in, and it's somewhere that you feel that you can continue to grow, both professionally and personally, grab the steer by the horns and run with it. Don't be so timid. Just jump right in. Don't view it from the perspective of being different. Just view it from the perspective of what you bring to the table and the job that you can do. Personally, I think that I tend to take a broader view than some. So seeing a little bit more of the larger picture helps me in my job day to day, but it also enables me to tie in different pieces. So there are some project managers that are great in their job, but maybe they just have no concept with accounting. So helping to link those pieces and where there are gaps is very beneficial. Learn something new every day, no matter how small or large. A lot of people. Throughout my life, I would say my dad definitely, and there were never any limits for us, whether I was the son or daughter, or the expectations were never different. So there's definitely that. And then just throughout my career, I would say that I had some great people to learn from along the way. Project engineers, project managers, vice presidents, owners of corporations. Just be willing to have an open ear and learn, even if it's something that you don't think is really in your wheelhouse or beneficial at the time. The more you know, I think the better. So 1 year from now, I think one of my biggest goals right now in the next year is to really take the Director of Construction role at CUSI and help implement some new procedures, a little more organization. It was just a little free flow previously, which isn't always a bad thing, but we were just kind of getting those organizational processes in place. So definitely over the next year, that's number one goal. 5 years, it's hopefully being a key component of helping grow the construction part of this company into a much larger piece of the pie, not only here in the Springs, but even nationally. So that's already started, so we've got a good thing going. We just need to grow it.
I am Jennifer Lowe, and I am a project manager. I started in January of this year. I actually was trying to get into medical school. That didn't work, and I had a friend who worked for an electrical distribution company, and she got me a job as a project coordinator in the electrical distribution industry. So what I would give the advice I would give would be to not second guess yourself and to have confidence. It wasn't until just this year that I took on a project management role, when I've been doing coordination since 2004. And I didn't have the confidence in myself to take on that role years ago. It wasn't until I got here and they encouraged me to take that role. So. What I would tell myself is, again, to learn as much as you can and continue to grow. Don't just stay in the position that you're comfortable. Push yourself outside of your box and outside of your comfort zone, so that way you can become more and do more. It goes back to confidence. So don't second guess yourself. I have the tendency to, when I'm working with men out in the field, if I know 100% what I'm saying, I still tend to say, well, maybe I could be wrong, or I could be wrong. And it's the other strong females in this company that has said, Jen, why do you say that? If you know you're right, why do you say I could be wrong when you know you're not? So it's standing up for yourself and treating yourself, knowing in yourself that you are an equal to the men in your knowledge. It's that, for me, I'm about building relationships. So it's not about, I'm right, you're wrong, I want to make money, and who cares about you? It's about, like when I'm working with my subs, so I work on the national level, so it's harder for me because I have to build relationships with these people before I even meet them. And so it's about respect and how you communicate with them and how you let them know they're appreciated, because you're not day-to-day contact with them like you would be if it was a more local. But for me, it's about building those relationships so that way I can use them on other jobs and they know what to expect from me. Learn from everybody around you. Don't think that you know everything. Humility is huge. Know what you don't know and then learn what you don't know. Various people has motivated me and inspired me. First and foremost, it's my mom. You know, she's always like, "Go get him," you know, "You against the world," that kind of thing. But honestly, it has been Malisa, because she has really mentored me and really encouraged me to not second guess myself and to know what my boundaries are and what I'm really able to do and what I'm not able to do or what I should be doing. I tend to be hard on myself, and she's teaching me how to not be so hard. So 1 year is just to kind of really get comfortable in my project management role. Because I do the national stuff, my 5 year would be eventually to be the one that oversees all of our crews on a national level for all of our national jobs.
Kelly Levar, controller. Since February of 2021. In 1982, my then fiance, now husband, we moved to Colorado Springs, and I started my career at CUSI Construction. Be strong, have a backbone, but never let no be the answer. Never give up. Just keep going and you will accomplish. You will succeed. Know your value. Be an aggressive learner. Never let anyone tell you no. Because construction companies are homogenous, your skill set, if you learn it and you're knowledgeable of it, you can go far with this company or with any company out there. So your skill set is valuable because it is a homogenous type industry. Knowledge. That's it, knowledge. The women in my family, my mother, my aunts, my grandmother, are all very strong individuals. Well, hopefully to work for CUSI Construction until I retire. I have a great quote. I have a quote from Adrienne Rich. And I want to read this right off the paper. The connections between and among women are the most feared, the most problematic, and the most potentially transforming force on the planet.